some more of the industrial. But we are not. And the other one is with entrepreneurship. That's why maybe we ask you for your help to base your office in Cambodia, and then maybe have grow the entrepreneurship mindset as well as the business mindset in Cambodia. We still live with, as you already, as I already mentioned earlier, 70% of the total population are in the age of less than 35 years old, and some of them are very hungry to learn something new. But even those, because the total educational system of Cambodia is still quite low in compared to the other country, especially developed country in Southeast Asia. So that's why the entrepreneurial mindset as well as the still quite low in compared to other countries in Southeast Asia, especially to Malaysia, to Thailand, to Vietnam, which are the major economy in the region. So urban center industry. So this one part we don't, right? The industry should not be placed in urban center. It should be placed in the outskirts or economic area. So the economic zone area. Low value addition and low level of technology application. Here that we are maybe in line with your business too, because the technological technological development in Cambodia is still quite low. Not quite low, but low in compared to Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines. Key feature of Cambodia industry. SME at the moment, SME represent 97% of the total business in Cambodia, but it creates 30% of the total job only, and 12% of the total turnover only. So we have 97 SME, but they can create the total job about 30% only. And the main thing is only 12% of the turnover. Light enterprises represent up to 0.6% in Cambodia. And the 60%, but they can create 63% of the total job and 76% of the total turnover. And the number of informal enterprise is extremely excessive. This is what the mission of my platform, online platform, BizKhmer, as well as most of the educational system in Cambodia, like the Digital Chamber and Glorious Young Entrepreneur Club of Cambodia. They are working now to educate the informal enterprise to be the standard, to transform their business into the standard business. Because why? We have an excessive amount of informal enterprises. 40% of the enterprises were just established since 2008. 42%, was just established in 2008. This is based on the enterprise census made by the Cambodian government in 2011. And over 60% of the light manufacturing enterprises are in the form of FDI, foreign direct investment. 63%. So the local base still quite low if you compare to most of the countries in Southeast Asia, because 63% coming to invest in Cambodia through the channel of FDI, and about 68% of are located in Phnom Penh. So we don't have a clear industrial shows yet, but now we have. But we're still trying to move it, and another 32% in 30% in Connaught province, which is one of the big cities close to Phnom Penh. Any more questions? Okay. Main obstacle. We are lack of leadership, coordination, and effective decision making, especially on all important issues. This is what the main part that most of the SME owners are facing in Cambodia. We are lacking in leadership. As I mentioned earlier, the way that they are leading the business is not a standard one. So we try to transform the way they are doing the business to the next level, especially to understand what is standard business. The scarcity of basic technological knowledge here, that's the main element of obstacle, and the skill that is crucial to transform an unskilled labor force into a skilled one. That's the main element of obstacle. Inadequate preparation of the necessary industrial infrastructure. So in compared to the main road in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh, and to the roads here is quite different. Here you can occupy about 10 cars, but Phnom Penh or the main infrastructure is about 5 or 6 only. So, and that is our limitation. Limited financial market development that hinder the financing of industrial projects and lack of financing. Issue that relate to the labor market and industrial relation that is key to labor market. So this is the main obstacle that we are facing. But we are trying to bring the gaps closer through developing the entrepreneurial mindset as well as to bring the foreign direct investment to come into Cambodia. And okay, can you ask me? So this is what the main key factor that I want to highlight. According to Cambodian National Development Policy 2015 to 2025, sorry, I got a mistake, was launched in March 2015. The government want to transform small business, to make them to encourage them for the formal registration for 80% and 95% of the medium enterprise. Also, we want to encourage 50% of the small enterprise to have proper account and balance sheet, and 70% of medium enterprises to have proper account and balance sheet. So this is the target of the government, and we are now moving on the right track because the government provide a profit on tax exception for those who want to get a formal registration. So this is what the government want to do. And yes, of course, this is the opportunity for exporting product. This is the main opportunity for for exporting product. Here we have a qualified investment project QIP, which is under the supervision of the Control of Development of Cambodia, and this make every kind of qualified investment project may receive a profit tax exemption. And let's say trigger period plus 3 years plus penalty period, maximum up for 9 years. Tax exception, tax on profit exception. Because why? We want to encourage for more foreign direct investment as we are for the local investment, but targeting the exporting product or exporting industry. So here, the exception for exporting diamond industry at the moment. Okay. So the hard sector in Cambodia has sustained an average growth rate of 7.6% between 1994 to 2015. So it's ranking 6th in the world in terms of economic growth in Cambodia. 6.8% in 2007. The economic growth was 6.8% in 2017 and 6.9% in this year. It is. And the highest growth after Myanmar this year. So among the 10 countries in Southeast Asia, we stand behind Myanmar. We rank number 2. Hot sectors in Cambodia. The first one, construction project. According to the report, quarter 3, 2017, the permitted project in the first 9 months of 2017 reached 2,522 projects. The total value was 5.6 billion. It is one of the hottest projects right now, and the major investors coming from China at this moment. So here, quarter 3, 2017, import first 9 months, government material, machinery, vehicle, fuel, and F&B. So this is the new figure I want to show you. I want to highlight the machinery and vehicle. We are not depending on the garment industry. Maybe in the future we try to transform this light industry to the medium industry. Okay. And the other one is, can you move to the figure that maybe faster? Here, I can show you the graph. Because now the rice export, it represents only 2%, rubber only 2%, bicycle 3%, electronic and vehicle part 3%. So the total general garment 75%. For the import, mostly garment material 28%, fuel 3%, machinery vehicle 6%, food and beverage 4%, and construction material 5%. So this is the main figure of our of some of the sectors in Cambodia. Here, tourism it is the most and the key driver of Cambodian economy, the tourism. At the moment, from January to August 2017, 40%. The Chinese represent 30%, Vietnam 15%, Korea 6%, Thailand 6%, Laos 10%, and the other not 40%. So we got about, according to my calculation, we receive about over 20% increase year to year basis in terms of number of tourists flocking to Cambodia. Construction permit is one. Public, we have small pocket, but for the resident, it represents 82% of the total construction project is for the resident. Okay, and beside that, the 8% is commercial office that we're targeting. So we're trying to innovate most of the building now. We're trying to focus on office as well. Okay. So any information you can contact me. I want to show you some co-working space. Can you go to the Google about the co-working space? Just go to Google. the top co-working space in Cambodia. Just time Google. Give me time Google. I can show you the top co-working space. Top co-working space. Co-working space. So for co-working space in Cambodia, we have only two main players. One is we call the Emerald Hub, and the other one we call Emerald Plus, and the other one is the Days co-working space. But we are very shortage of financial support if you compare to your totally different world, which we have just normal days and normal chair. Okay. So the moment we have only here the Emerald Hub, BizKhmer, and this Emerald Hub and the Days co-working space. Can you go to this now? So, oh, that's all. That's all. That's all. So maybe they about 500, sorry, between 300 to 500 business are occupying the co-working space. But the trend is growing very fast because of the young entrepreneurs, especially the young startup. They are putting their idea into action, especially for ITC project. And for the ITC project, the government as well as the international NGO like USAID, they are showing support for to inject the money. They create awards, and some of the awards, some of Cambodia startup, especially fintech. We have a bigger one. We call modern technology. It won one of the 12 world champion in Singapore last year. So among the over 500 applicants, competing in the project, we came from Cambodia, one among the 12 in the world who won the best award last year, maybe last year or 2 years ago. So that's all from my presentation. So if anyone, sorry, from the three of you have any questions, please. If you have anything, but we wish your company, to consider Cambodia as your market in the next 3 years, or sorry, at the longest, or maybe next year, the soonest. But maybe I hope maybe not this year, right? Any possibility?
So what's the biggest one right now? Emerald Hubs.
Emerald Hub, yeah, the number one.
So yeah, from.
Actually, it's something like the social enterprise.
Oh, that's social enterprise.
But we have. Can you go a bit to the website and we can see the main office in Phnom Penh International University, and they have the same model like you. They invite a guest speaker to share, entrepreneurial concept, technology concept, and for free charge sometimes. And most of the business, most of the tenants are young startup. And I remember maybe some of the international NGO also financially support the Emerald Hub as well. Oh. So they got angel investor to invest with the Cambodian angel investor, maybe the Mekong angel investor too, for the Emerald Hub. And now they're trying to expand to the other part of the Phnom Penh too.
Three branches already.
Yeah, 3 branches already. They're working very well because all occupied.
In Phnom Penh, there's 2 different segments for co-working space from what I can see. For Emerald Hubs, they mainly target to the residents, the local. While the other one, I forgot the name of the other bridge of Japanese bridge, the Green Palace.
The Green Palace, something
they mainly target the expat. From what I see here, your presentation, you mix, you capture all the market, but over there they segment differently. Yeah.
Because maybe because the people, the work environment is a little bit different, something like that.
The style is more Western.
More Western, and the other one for local. Yeah. And some of the award, the main and some of the company, they got a huge investment because they start from the startup and they're working in the co-working space. Yeah. One of the big successful company like the Pass app. Yeah. Also got investment from the angel investor as well, and they're working on the Uber, a similar platform like Uber, the Pass. I mean, if you go to Phnom Penh, you can get a cheaper tuk-tuk. Just install Pass app. And we have a few more companies that they are doing a really great job in terms of the ITC. I mean, related to ITC, ITC sectors, and they quite successful. Okay. But the market is, they are very big, very huge.
Yeah, it's
as
very
you
big.
got.
It's
Because you may know, if you want to rent a Zoom building, to renovate, to be at the office, so quite expensive for us. And if you come up with a cool and amazing, and
Google Office.
so $300, I think we still can afford, to pay for per month.
Oh, $300.
Yeah. Not for one person, for a group of 4 or 3 people. Let's say for one small room. How much more?
Oh, small room.
Yeah, small room.
300 USD lah.
Yeah, USD, yeah. Okay. And anyone want to share something else that I missed the point? Maybe you can try to.
Just want to compare because maybe different markets have different demands because in Cambodia, if you have expat and local together, they feel differently, like your strategy, you mix up your design, your everything you design. So over there, if you have many expatriates, most local may not go. They might think it's too expensive, too premium, or they don't feel comfortable in going to that working space area. So yes, my personal idea, if you want to introduce the working space in my country, you need to differentiate different segments for different target audience, right? But I like the concept that you have A to Z, like the children, the child care concept. Emerald Hub, they do have, but not really practical. In Cambodia, it's not practical. They don't believe that other people take good care of their children, only themselves, their family.
But the sleeping area, they have a small balloon, balloon for the expat. If they feel tired, they can sleep there too. And
How big is Emerald? How big is the space? The Emerald Hub?
I think not so big. It's just occupy only 1 floor, the 11th floor of the CPIU and the 9th BKK too. Very small. Quite small.
They just set up another one in Coco.
Coco. The
So
third
3
one.
branches,
The third
yeah.
one. Yeah, the third one. The first one in Phnom Penh International University. Second one BKK. Monkey Kong. And the other one, the third one is in Tuco. The three most hot spots in Phnom Penh. The 3 most hot spots in Phnom Penh. And the 3 most expensive,
Space also.
Space also in Phnom Penh. Okay. One, Tuco and Buckingham. Sorry, Tuco and Chongkamon is number 1, quite competitive. And the other one is PPIU, something over around the Olympic Stadium.
Yeah.
So it may be the same.
Maybe we can learn from your side as well the geographical strategy, how you set up your co-working space office. What is your strategy to set up one place? What are the criteria that you're looking at? Could you please share?
In Malaysia, because our boss own the building.
So he utilized what he has.
Because some we mix up with the hotel.
Right.
Some hotel is managed by Hilton.
Okay.
So we try to make the place classy.
I see.
So the people will come.
I see.
But basically, we will load our own subsidiary in.
Okay, that is like the strategies of Green Palace on the other one of the Green Palace. Their main target is for the hotel. It's not for working space. They charge high price on the hotel, while working space is very cheap, like your strategy. But in terms of geographical strategy, from what I noticed, is they segment the market based on the business category, like he mentioned. In the hub, the central, they mainly target to the businessman around the city. Yeah, while in the other areas it's mainly for expat, like Bangkok is for expatriate and Togo is for the rich people. So they set up the office based on this.
Actually, the property sectors in Phnom Penh now is becoming a very hot topic because the delaying, so the price is come, rising so fast. Yes, and especially comparing to the some other country, maybe they stay number 3, number 4.
Is it more pricey in Cambodia than here, or in Cambodia is cheaper? I mean
I think it is cheaper.
Cost of living.
Cost of
The cost of living
similar, right?
maybe similar, but most of your product is cheaper than my country. Why? We cannot make everything. We cannot use the local product. We cannot find. Almost everything we import from the Vietnam, from Thailand, from China, maybe from your country too.
Yeah.
So that the main thing. Yeah, the cost of living.
What is your GDP per capita? Sorry, what is your GDP per capita?
8,000 maybe. 8,000.
$8,000 per annum.
Yeah, Cambodia only 1,000.
1,300.
8 times different.
Yeah.
Different.
Oh.
And let's say when Thailand, maybe you twice better than Thais, and Cambodia is more quite very low compared to Thai.
But still have a lot of opportunity to export.
Not many, as biggest opportunity ever, I think, because not at the moment most of Chinese investors are flocking into Cambodia.
What's the minimum wages in Cambodia?
180 right now.
180.
180 US
Yeah,
dollars.
USD. Quite low.
Mostly for
Garment.
garment.
Garment,
Yeah.
garment.
Factory
No, but
workers.
for other sector, they start from the same. Maybe for $200 something. It's not the same. Except maybe architecture design for some other technical jobs, maybe from 250 up. But we are just want to share with you something. We are looking of some technical jobs like architecture. Not much, or especially for machine. We don't have more experts. Many Cambodian experts can work in a machine, mostly on the machine. So we hire some Filipino motor factories, motor garment factory in Cambodia. Some of the high the top management who are in charge of technical job, mostly from China and from Philippines. Because my data from the Garment Industry Association. So we're still looking at technical experts. That's why the government want to release the industrial policy. Along with the industrial development policy, the Ministry of Education of Cambodia, they stop to allow for the business university or institution that focus on business faculty. They don't want to have any more. Only the university focus on technical, like let's say machinery, automation, architectures or construction, more of the STEM, STEM like STEM academy.
Yeah.
Science,
technology, education.
we focus on that now. So in line with the industrial development policy 2015-2025, the government Ministry of Education is also trying to remodeling the educational system in Cambodia, especially for the examination, both grade 12 and the university level 2. So we're trying to make sure that we can transform the non-labor forces to the labor forces in order to respond to the policy of the industrial development and manufacturing development. But it's really demanding regarding to the technical and technological aspect. That's why most international NGO like USAID, they're trying to support ECO and ITC concept, business concept. Mostly they give the money for free of charge, 10,000 US dollar, and some of the international NGO they can give about 100,000 US dollar. I know maybe Tech Innovator from Australia, they also trying to support financially support to the startups as well. That's really amazing too. So very good. The whole, mostly the larger land to our border at that time was to Myanmar, right? And maybe some part of the land to Malacca. I mean, currently Malaysia.
Oh, during the Khmer
Empire in 13th century.
during the guerrilla days.
Yeah, maybe I don't know how to say it.
Actually, for the tourism sector, we divide in few sectors like we have
cultural science,
natural,
beach, mountain.
Oh, so for Siem Reap province is the what we call the cultural one.
Oh. Cultural one.
can see the temple, everything.
I think a lot of backpackers like to go there.
Yeah, sure.
Huh?
Million every year.
For cheaper.
But I think it's getting more expensive, right? In Angkor Wat there.
The ticket? The ticket?
Is the food nice in Angkor Wat?
The food?
Nice.
Nice. It's very nice.
Nice.
Never fly.
Nice.
Must be nice.
Okay. I think we